Mr. Durite at y'all one more again. I'd like to welcome you back to my show. The topic is USS Miami SSN 755 was decommissioned. And today's show is all about honoring the memory of the Fighting Double Nickel. Let's get it started. What better way to honor something than by telling stories about it, you know? So I'm going to tell some stories about my adventures on the Miami. First story is about my friend, my brother in arms, Brian Stamps. If you don't know Brian Stamps, well, he was definitely a character. So we going to go into this story. So we was in Spain. We pulled in for a short visit and everything, and restore visit. And we were out in town, and they had this big area where they just had a bunch of clubs and everything. They had a lot of people outside, and it was just a row of clubs. It was just one big night spot. So we were out there, and I got off the boat. We was out to sea for a while, and I was really just down and out. So I said I wanted to get out there and get wasted. I didn't say that a lot at the beginning of the deployment, because we were on the deployment. But I said, oh, I'm not going to drink at all. But that didn't last very long. So I got off the boat. I got to that first bar, and I started throwing these drinks back like crazy, right? So I'm feeling pretty doggone good, almost over the point of feeling good, you know. And we walking out there on the street. It was me and a couple other guys and Stamps. And we was walking around. People was jamming their music in their cars and everything, just hanging out. And Stamps is funny, you know. The Navy had don't ask, don't tell policy, and we never asked, and he never told. But you know, then it didn't make a difference. I mean, he did his job, he did what he's supposed to do. You know, I had no problems with him, so I don't know why anybody else would have a problem with him. But anyway, by that being said, you kind of got an idea a little bit about who Stamps was. So we were walking down the street, and you know, I don't know if it was techno music, but you know, it had that beat to it. What was that little pig on the commercial? Boots and pants and boots and pants. So the boots and pants was going on, and it was out in the distance and everything, but you could hear it pretty good. But Stamps was like, oh yeah, that's my jam. He was licking up too, you know. We was all, you know, stumbling down the street. So he takes off and runs off in front of us, finds this overpass bridge. And he starts dancing to the music, boy, you know. And he was dancing. Let me tell you, he was all out there, you know. We was laughing at him. But in the distance, you hear this chanting going on. So everybody out there standing around, listening to music, hanging out by their cars and everything, they start chanting this phrase. And, you know, and the more they chanted, the harder he was dancing. The harder he danced, the more they chanted. It was like, wow, he got everybody pumped up around here. I wonder what's going on. So we're not running over there. We walking slowly, finally catching up to what's going on. And we see him up there dancing, and he is laying it out. He just dancing his ass off. And the closer we got, the louder the chanting got. And, you know, I didn't think we was going to be able to understand it, because I thought it was going to be in Spanish. Hell, we're in Spain, so what else would they be speaking? So I'm like, well, I can't understand what they're saying because I don't speak Spanish. So we walk and we get closer and closer and closer, and the chant is getting louder and louder, and all you hear is, Kunta Kinte, Kunta Kinte. And I was like, what the hell? Man, I ran up there. I said, fool, get over that thing. They up there calling you Kunta Kinte. Now, mind you, I'm drunk as hell. I know at a little bit I was in my right mind, but then I know I wasn't thinking absolutely in my right mind. So I got up there, I dragged them down there. I said, y'all gonna call him Kunta Kinte? Y'all can't call him Michael Jackson? Will Smith at least? You wanna call him Kunta Kinte? And everybody started looking at me. They started dragging me away, and I was like, nah, this bullshit. You ain't gotta call him Kunta Kinte. And Stan was like, nah, man, I was just up there trying to dance. I don't know what y'all talking about. Oh, man, that was a crazy, 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 crazy night. Man, I was getting ready to fight everybody in Spain, boy. I don't think I would have won that fight. No, 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 no. Second story I want to tell you about is about my old captain. Oh man, let me tell you, Captain Wiegand, man, he was a pretty good captain. I liked him a lot. I respected him a lot. He supported us and everything. I mean, he really, it was funny. He did something that really shocked me, and to this day, I remember it because it meant a lot to me. So, you know, you go into the captain's stateroom and everything. You know, he has that sit-down talk with you and everything when he first reports to the boat, so you can get to know the crew. And so, he sat me down in the stateroom. We got to talking. So, first thing he said was, "So, how's your wife Janice?" And I'm like, "Oh, you know Janice? Oh, she's fine. Yeah, she's great. Well, what about your sons, Bryce and Brendan?" I'm like, "Damn, he know my kids." Like, really and truthfully, your boss don't really give a shit about that. He don't even want to sit up there and do an interview with you in the first place. Well, I got this due, I got this report due. Man, I ain't got time for this, man. Yeah, hey, how you doing? What's it? Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, nice meeting you. Bye. And then you out of there. I mean, he sat down there, did research to find out about my family, asked me about them, knew stuff. I mean, he actually knew stuff. He knew about the kids in school and everything. I thought that was amazing, and really wanted me to work for him, and do everything I could on the boat to make things work. So we had a good boat. I don't know what else to say about that. Had some interesting stories with him because he did a lot of things that really shocked me and kind of showed me what it takes to be a leader, because being a leader is not always about barking orders at somebody or giving inspirational speeches. Sometimes to be a leader, man, you got to inspire people, and you inspire people in different ways, and he inspired me. One time, I think we were in Norway. Yep, that's where it is. We were in Norway. Think about the boat. When we in port, not everybody can hot rack. You can't hot rack. 3 people can't sleep in 2 racks when everybody's sleeping. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know what I mean if you ever hot rack. The boat normally gets rooms out in town for the hot rackers. 2 guys can sleep in 2 racks on the boat, and then one of the guys can sleep in a room, and he usually shares that room with like another person. Boom. Well, something we used to do. And most of us that were hot racking, there was a lot of us, we would just hang out in everybody's room. So we all had somewhere to go. Now, the boat gave us a curfew, like 2 o'clock in the morning. You had to be either on the boat or in a hotel room. Now, they weren't specific. It's like, oh, if you got a rack on the boat, you got to be on the boat. They just said either on the boat or in a hotel room. Boom, that opens up so much possibilities of what you can do. And since, you're out in town and there's not somebody actually checking up to see if you're in the room, 2 o'clock wasn't always the drop dead time, you know what I'm saying? And most of the time it wasn't. So we'd be out there 6 o'clock in the morning partying. So this one particular night, we was out there partying. We closed some club down. It was late. I can't remember what time it was. This night, we didn't have a hotel room. But, we wanted to hang out. We wanted to party. We've been out to sea. And you know how sailors are. Y'all know how sailors are. People getting all liquored up, and I don't know. I guess I was the designated dad on board since I was older than everybody. I can get some drinks in me, but I would instantly sober up as soon as I see some issue pop up. It's like, oh man, look what the hell's going on. Now I'm not drunk anymore. And that's what happened this particular night. Looked at the time. Holy shit, it's 4 in the morning. And like, we ain't got no hotel room to go to, and that means we got to go back to the boat. How are we going to get back to the boat? Over there in Norway, people come out the club, taxi cabs lined up, you stand in line, cab pulls up, you get in, boom, you drive off. Next people, you didn't have to go flag down nobody or nothing. Everything was organized out there, which was really amazing. I'm like, man, we got all these people. We can't get everybody in one cab. We got to get back to the boat. I'm like, what are we going to do? So I'm like, all right, you drunk motherfuckers, pull out your wallets, give me some money. We're going to get this taxi bus to bring us back to the boat. So everybody, strolling around trying to get their wallets and everything. I'm trying to gather up money. As I'm doing this, corner of my eye, I see somebody walking up to me. So I look over, and it's the captain, right? And he says, "Stuart, what's going on?" I said, "Well, sir, I'm trying to get all these drunk motherfuckers back to the boat, but the duty van ain't running no more, and we about to miss this shuttle." He's like, "Don't worry about it, Stuart. I got this covered." I said, "But sir, everybody sleep on the boat. The duty van ain't coming back." He's like, "Psst, yeah, he sleep for y'all." Boop, 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 boop. Hey, come get us. You'll find us. Click, and then next thing you know, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes later, here come the duty van, duty driver. You know, overseas in Europe, all the vehicles are like tiny. A Volkswagen Beetle is like a full-size car in Europe, right? Even the vans, the vans are tiny. So you think van, you're like, oh yeah, we'll be able to get like 8 or 9 people in there. No. A van over there, you get like 5 people, right? So you had the driver, the captain was in the front seat, and then you had, what, 7 of us all crammed in the back of this damn van, all like this. Oh man, and we got back to the boat. Man, that was a long ride. That was, I tell you what, a 5-minute ride can feel like an hour when you crammed up with a whole bunch of drunk motherfuckers, right? We got back to the boat. And we never heard anything else about it. We didn't hear nothing about being past curfew or nothing. He understood. It's like, yeah, y'all out here blowing off some steam. That's cool. Don't do this on a regular basis. And let's just get back to the boat and take care of business. Like, psh. And that's what we did, man. We respected that man so much. It was crazy. Yeah, it was a good time. It was good times on the boat. Good times. With all the comments on Facebook about the Miami and everything, I tell you what, and the reason I told the story about Stamps also is because Stamps had an interesting post on Facebook. He was saying that, you know, the boat wasn't necessarily his fondest memories. I can understand that, you know. I had some non-fond memories on the boat too. I mean, really and truthfully, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of stress. Let me tell you, that was one of the hardest times in my life. But I can look back on it now and appreciate all the hard times because now it seems like everything is easy. There's somebody going, oh man, we got this problem. And I'm like, is that it? I'm like, that's not a problem. And they're like, oh, I'm under so much stress. I'm like, stress? Shit, be the freaking primary plot on the piloting party. You know what I'm saying? That's a tongue twister right there. Look, you sit up here at the plot, 3-minute rounds, everybody like, where we at, where we at, where we at? I need this information, I need course correction, blah, blah, blah. And you sitting up there like, what the hell is going on? And you trying to keep a $1 billion ship in a river with 50 feet on either side, stress my ass, motherfucker. Look, that was the most stressful time of my life. I was so stressed out doing that, I punched a brick wall, down there broke my hand. And then the navigator, he said, oh, you done? All right, we need to do this again. I was like, I died. But you know, like I said, with all that, I learned so much. And stress is not a part of my life anymore. Yeah, shit gets to me and stuff like that. But I can brush that off my shoulders and everything. And so with Stamps, I can understand what he's saying. I mean, I had some rough times on that too. I seen some stuff that I really didn't like. I didn't like the nub situation and how they treated unqualified people and things like that. But you know what? It only made me stronger. And Stamps, all that stuff that you went through only made you a stronger person now. And now you can deal with stuff and people can't come at you with all that bull cocky, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, man, don't sweat that small stuff, man. Just keep on keeping on. Mr. Durite at y'all one more again. Thank y'all for coming back to my show. And there's a million videos out there that you could be watching. And you chose to view this one, and I appreciate you. Holla.